of some of the conversations that we'll be having is Sandra Barrow. Sandra Barrow from DMG Events. Thank you so much for your time and welcome to The Upside.
Thank you for having me today.
Such a critical time for Africa's transport evolution. Tell us about this event, or shall we say Transport Evolution Africa 2025, and the significance of it at this time.
So I think from Transport Evolution Africa is really more ambitious and impactful than ever before. What makes it particularly exciting is that we are the only event in Africa which speaks to the interlink between the different modes of transport. So you're linking roads, port, rail, and air. And I think the show really aligns with the African Continental Free Trade Area goals. It emphasizes sustainability and digital innovation, and actually is also co-hosted with another major infrastructure show, Big Five. So this will jointly bring in over 12,000 visitors, over 100 exhibitors on our side, and over 300 on their side, and really with over 23 countries represented. So it really is an exceptional event, bringing together everybody to make big decisions within the sector.
1 minute after 2 Central African time, we're still in conversation with Sandra Barrow, and she is from DMG Events. Sandra, tell us about what you think it'll take for Africa to lead globally in transport as well as logistics.
To be fair, I think we've got a lot of work to do for us to lead as a continent. And there are a few elements that I really think that we need to kind of focus on. And that is modernizing our ports, roads, and rail kind of infrastructure. We really need to focus on upgrading, expanding transport corridors and logistics hubs. And then certainly from a public-private partnership perspective, we need to leverage capital, private capital, and expertise. But there certainly are a few others going on that we really need to focus on, and that is your policy and regulation, certainly from a green transport logistics perspective. But I mean, I think as we all know, there's a lot to do, but there is a lot of hope and a lot of brains behind it that are putting a lot of effort into making this all work.
And Sandra, will the Transport Evolution Africa 2025 address some of these issues and provide a way forward?
Yes, I mean we have a conference that we have on site where we will have powers and brains behind all of these conference speaking sessions who will really dive deep into all of these issues. And I think it's really important that we have a lot of these people sitting around the tables, being able to make the decisions there and then, and having those conversations, being able to talk about the future and what's needed.
And then I need to also ask, in terms of investment, you had mentioned that private investment will be required from a capital point of view. When we then look at other countries investing into Africa, are we seeing a rise and an interest shown from other countries? Earlier, we were having conversations and saying China seems to have a vested interest in Africa, and perhaps they will also play a role in the infrastructure.
Yes, I mean, I think that's the aim, that's why we are having these discussions, these private partnership discussions. And it's really, really important for us to get investors into the country in order to upgrade all the infrastructure, in order for us to move forward as a country and as a continent. There is certainly a lot of investment happening in our country, and I think South Africa's earmarked over 940 billion for us specifically for infrastructure development between 25 and 28, and that's also international infrastructure investors coming into play. So I think yes is the answer, and I think we are very excited about what that promises to look like in the future.
Sandra, tell us about the role of AI, digitization. It is a big topic right now. There is no sector that is not adopting the use of technology and AI into its systems. What role do you see it transforming the transport sector?
So, I mean, obviously it plays a huge role, and certainly from an AI perspective, traffic optimization is really important, data-driven decisions. AI analyzes the transport data to guide this infrastructure planning and investment, which is really important. And AI really helps anticipate equipment failures, reducing downtime and costs. So I think from that side, it's really important. From an IT perspective, real-time tracking and fleet management, and certainly smart infrastructure. So connected roads and bridges and railways kind of enhances safety and performance. And then I guess finally, from your ports perspective, automation is really important. Robotics and AI really streamlines the cargo handling and reduces turnaround times. And then integrated logistics. Your smart ports kind of connect seamlessly with rail and road networks, which really boosts your supply chain efficiency. And I think together these technologies really reduce costs, they increase reliability and attract global trade, and then kind of positioning us as a modern logistics hub, as we can say.
And Sandra, the Transport CEO Forum is a standout feature this year. What are the key objectives of bringing together 30 top African transport CEOs all in one room?
So I think, to be honest, the main aim of this is really to get them exchanging experiences, challenges, trends, and really insights with their peers across the continent. And as a collective, they can then plot the way forward with the best minds in industry working together. They've all come together deciding what the forum looks like, what they're discussing, whether it be financial investment, viability, regulatory reforms, etc., emerging technologies. And the objective of all of this is really to assist in discussions in coming up with plans and in place in order to move forward as a continent.
I mean, speaking about the event, the special economic zone promises to be a major attraction. What kind of investment or policy dialogues are expected to emerge from this platform?
So I think, the focus from this area specifically is really an unparalleled opportunity for government and financiers and private sector stakeholders to network and explore investment prospects. And I think from a dialogue perspective, coming out of that really is your regulatory framework. So your dialogues on your SEZ policies, again, your public-private partnerships, and then really from an SEZ growth opportunity. So presentations kind of on emerging investment trends across 300 of your special economic zones. There are quite a few. Obviously, there's discussions from an African perspective, local as well as international, and really to also showcase infrastructure projects. So showcases of your port, road, rail expansions are obviously tied into this, but then obviously from an investment perspective is to showcase what projects can be invested within.
And what does it mean for the event for Kenya Airways to be its official international airline partner?
I think from a partnership perspective, it really kind of signals your strong regional collaboration and positions the event really as a continental platform for trade, investment, and innovation, and also for our aims to globally expand, especially within the African continent. It really gives us a good kind of global profile working together with them, and also they connect major global hubs to Africa, so it makes it easier for international delegates, investors, and exhibitors to attend the event in Johannesburg. And also they are obviously an African carrier, so they represent the continent's growing aviation and logistics capabilities. So we are really, really excited to be partnering with them, and we look at the growth going forward with them in the coming years.
Sandra, thank you so much for your insights this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me today.
That's Sandra Barrow of DMG Events there to us. It sounds like a very exciting event.
It does.
And one that will have a lot of exchanges of ideas about how to embetter the transport sector on the continent. So if you are in the sector, maybe one for you to look out for sure.